Hello, I'm Sandra Parker, and I'd like to welcome you to my little part of this virtual fair put together by the Appalachian Renaissance Faire in Piney Flats, Tennessee. I'd like to take you on a little journey into the realm of fairy. So leave your disbelief at the door and follow me. Light slips around ancient trees, and shadows dance in a whispered breeze. Fairies like to gather here, waiting for mortals who stray too near, keeping them for a year and a day, or longer if they wish to stay. If you would leave a gift for the fairy folk, leave it beneath the tallest, most ancient oak. And remember, it's not until you believe, and not until then, that you may enter the Faerie Glen. Fairies come, fairies go, fairies know what fairies know, flying high, flying low, in the Faerie Glen, in the Faerie Glen. In the dying light of day, they are all around. Laughter like a tinkling bell, tiptoeing by without a sound. And fairies come and fairies go, fairies know what fairies know, flying high, flying low, in the Faerie Glen, in the Faerie Glen. Dancing in the meadow or along the garden path, if you listen carefully, you may hear a fairy laugh. And fairies come and fairies go, fairies know what fairies know, flying high, flying low, in the Faerie Glen, in the Faerie Glen. Having tea with a bumblebee, or riding a dragonfly, wearing the petals of a rose, you can see them if you try. And fairies come, fairies go, fairies know what fairies know, flying high and flying low, in the Faerie Glen, in the Faerie Glen. The next song I'd like to do for you is Call of the Fairy, and it is the title track on my CD, Call of the Fairy. And I think when I wrote it, not only was I thinking about fairy magic, but I was kind of thinking about how a lot of us, we begin to lose our sense of wonder and magic and We even give up on our dreams. And I think I was thinking about that too. If you listen to the call of what you've left behind, what you've forgotten, maybe you will find it again. Call of the Fairy. Will you follow me out in the moonlight? Will you follow me to the top of the hill? You almost don't believe. To those who are listening, I am calling still. And the stars shine down and the moon is high. The night wind whispers a lullaby, and the things you think are important now will fade away in the magic of the night. Will you follow me out in the moonlight? Will you follow me to the top of the hill? Almost don't believe. To those who are listening, I am calling still. Oh, I am now as I was then, a legend in the hearts and the minds of men, standing just beyond the shimmering mist, playing fairy music till the dawn. And will you follow me out in the moonlight? Will you follow me to the top of the hill? Almost don't believe. To those who are listening, I am calling still. Oh, take my hand and go with me. There are still many things you have yet to see, and you'll never know if you won't let go. And I'll be waiting till you hear me call your name. Then will you follow me out in the moonlight? Will you follow me to the top of the hill? Those who don't believe, to those who are listening, I am calling still. I am calling still. I am calling still. Call of the Fairy. The Fairy's Love Song is an old traditional song about a fairy woman who has fallen in love and enticed a young, good-looking mortal man. And she's sitting on the hill, waiting for him to arrive, and she's quite impatient, and I think he's late. Call of the Fairy. Let me work my fairy magic and put it in the right key. Why should I sit and sigh, pulling bracken? Why should I sit and sigh on the hillside dreary? When I see the plover rising, or the curlew wheeling, then I know my mortal lover back to me is stealing. Why should I sit and sigh, pulling bracken? Why should I sit and sigh on the hillside dreary? Oh, but there is something wanting, oh, but I am weary. Come, my blithe and bonny laddie, o'er the knoll to cheer me. Why should I sit and sigh, pulling bracken? Why should I sit and sigh on the hillside dreary? When the moon begins her waning, I sit by the water, where the one born in the sunlight loved the fairy's daughter. Why should I sit and sigh, pulling bracken? Why should I sit and sigh on the hillside dreary? On the hillside dreary. Next for you, I have an instrumental that was written by Turlough O'Carolan. Turlough O'Carolan is an Irish harpist who was born in the late 1700s, and he wrote so many beautiful tunes. He's still thought of as Ireland's national harpist. He's thought of so well there, and indeed the whole world, harpists especially, love his music. But his tunes have been played on fiddles and guitars and every kind of instrument you can imagine. This is Cremonia. It's the first track on my CD called The Faerie, and it's usually played a little more upbeat, but I slowed it down and made it mysterious. Here goes my Faerie Magic again, changing my key. Cremonia. I'd like to continue on and play an instrumental, which a lot of you are familiar with. They think that it could have been written by King Henry VIII. The title of the tune, which I'm sure you probably know, is Green Sleeves, and someone wrote some beautiful Christmas lyrics to this song, and of course that is called What Child Is This? This is Green Sleeves. Beautiful tune. I hope you're enjoying this little set that I'm doing for you. The next song that I would like to do was written by a songwriter that I really like. Her name is Meg Davis, and it's called the Clatter Walk. And it's about the Clatter Ring. And a lot of you are probably familiar with the Clatter Ring. You probably have one or know someone that has one. The design of the Clatter Ring involves two hands with a heart in the middle, like the hands are holding the heart, with a crown on top. And the hands stand for friendship, the heart stands for love, and the crown stands for loyalty. And the legend is that there was a young man who lived in Ireland who got shanghaied and taken on a ship away from Ireland, away from his home, and he ended up being an apprentice to a jeweler. And when his years were up, he was so good, he had learned so well, he made such beautiful jewelry that the jeweler wanted him to stay, offered to let him stay and go into business with him. But the young man said, "No, I left a young lady in Ireland. I love her very much, and I'm going to go back for her." And supposedly he made the first clatter ring for her. This is called the Clatter Walk, and it's about a sailor saying goodbye to his lady at the dock, and he wants her to know that he cares for her very much. that is all that I have for you today. And I want to send Faerie Magic out to you. Faerie music and blessings to all of you. Thank you, and we hope that we see you in person at the Appalachian Renaissance Fair 2021.